I have talked to people across the country, and the stimulus question I get most often is, how do I get my share of the $787 billion? How do stimulus dollars end up in my town or in my company? So let's follow the money from Washington to your hometown. In this case, we're using Holland, Michigan as an example. Now, let's start in Washington. This is the $787 billion that came from the Recovery Act. Now, of the $787 billion, it was divided up into different departments, and the Department of Energy got $36.7 billion. Now, the Department of Energy has many different projects for that $36.7 billion, but one of them is the $2.4 billion that it allocated to the Advanced Batteries Grant Program. Batteries are batteries for hybrid or electric cars that are still need some technological advancement, so this money was going to be used to advance that. It was meant to go to private companies across the country who applied for parts of this $2.4 billion. Now, one of the companies that got a pile of money was Johnson Controls, which is an automotive part manufacturer, and they got $300 million of the $2.4 billion, which is part of the $36.7 billion that the Department of Energy got, which is ultimately part of the $7.87 billion. Now, follow me all the way to Holland, Michigan, where Johnson Controls actually has a factory that's been boarded up. It's been closed for more than 3 years. Now, with the $300 million in stimulus grant money, Johnson Controls is now opening up that factory. They're taking the shutters off it, and they're going to make lithium-ion batteries for plug-in hybrid cars. This factory alone could employ up to 500 people directly, and they've started hiring. Now, on top of that, Johnson Controls said it might hire other staff, so there are indirect benefits. They might hire janitorial staff and workers for the facility's cafeteria, and of course, with 550 new people, those are all people who will be shopping in the area, and that might help the local pizzeria or the dry cleaner or a teacher get a job at the school because there are more students around. That's how the stimulus program should work if it all worked well. Douglas Holtz-Eakin, this is an ideal example of how money goes from Washington to a community, creates jobs, and plays out across the country. I guess the problem is the ideal is not what has happened all over the country.